Hi, everybody. Welcome to season 4, episode 4 of the Buzz with yours truly, Mama T. Today, we have a very special guest for you. I literally talk about this person every single show and tell you how amazing this person is. Now, we're going to hear from Grand Forks Best Source real quick, and then you can try and guess who it is. Today's episode is sponsored in part by Grand Forks Best Source. They're a cutting edge local media broadcasting studio with captivating shows, on location event coverage, and unparalleled advertising opportunities. Grand Forks Best Source has become a haven for podcasters like me seeking to bring their visions alive. If you're a podcaster looking for studio or platform, or a local business seeking to advertise, go ahead and email Paul at local@gfbestsource.com. You can call him at 701 740 9337, or you can go to their website that's listed on your screen there, gfbestsource.com. Tell them Mama T sent you. Yeah? Did you guess right? So I do have to mention, I will try to. We aren't live because Jeremy's busy tomorrow. Well, today. While you're watching this, he's busy. So today is actually Saturday, but it's actually Sunday for you. That's not confusing at all. But I will try to watch tomorrow. Well, while you're watching, I'm going to try to watch this and answer any questions, is what I'm trying to say. Hi, Jeremy. How you doing?
Very good. Very good. You?
Well, I seem like I've had a lot of caffeine today, but I haven't had any.
Here, coffee.
No, I've just been drinking water. I haven't been feeling the greatest lately. My health issues and whatnot, but that's neither here nor there. I still got an hour every week that I can give you. And you got an hour every week to give me. And I don't believe this because you are such a busy guy. So I want to go back, the way back. When you were in high school, did you enjoy school?
No. I was a socially awkward kid, so the fastest I could get out there, I couldn't leave fast enough. Now there's a certain transition into adulthood. You kind of look back a little bit with nostalgia, and kind of think, when you're dealing with bills and whatnot, there was a simpler life. There's a little bit of looking back and thinking fondly of it, but in the moment, no, I hated it. I couldn't get out of there fast enough. And it wasn't just like other kids and everything. And in adulthood, they're fine. Just the immaturity of everyone, including myself, it was not a great experience.
I kind of had that feeling. What made you want to go to college after having a terrible experience in high school?
Well, I grew up believing that college was important for mostly certification. It helps with skill, but certification because that'll get you the jobs. That's how businesses hire people without experience, is because you know what you're doing because you have a certification that says you know what you're doing. Until they've hired you and see you in progress, they have no way of knowing. So that was I needed to, and people were. I was looking at radio at the time, but people saw me in the computer lab all the time, so they thought, hey, you should go to the computer school. So that's what I did.
So you went to school for broadcasting, or what exactly? What does that entail? What kind of classes you got to take for all that?
For my first school, I went to Brown Institute down in Mendota Heights. A lot of their claim to fame is broadcasting, but I went there for their computer networking and PC repairs and stuff like that. And that was my real first exposure on my own, to civilization and understanding how the world works. In that setting, I did okay at school. I can watch my grades go from A, B, C, D down through as the course went, but I did okay. I think I graduated with like a 2.3 or something like that, and it was probably the best I could. I wasn't really a great student either. I had an overnight job, and I was almost showing up for class. So, but it was dealing with the computers constantly. Kind of was a burnout, and I was already looking at my original path would have been through broadcasting. I grew up watching, the old channels like Red River TV and Channel 11 and stuff like that a lot. I watched Saturday morning cartoons, and so I kind of had a fascination for television and radio. But following everyone else's idea, I went to computer school and then got kind of burnt out with it. So I came back to Northland. This was at Y2K. I was working at a fast food restaurant in town here, going to broadcasting school.
Wait. What fast food restaurant was that?
It's some old archaic food chain. It's still out there in places, but it's just not the same.
The one with the $6 burger?
Yes, but now it's $8, and it's available at Carl's Jr.
Well, you learned how to mop floors anyway.
Yeah. So, went to broadcasting school, and that was the 2-year program. I was in my early 20s, and 20s did what 20s does, and I did not finish. But I stayed. I kept in radio until 2008, off and on. Yeah, at the station at the college.
So, what all do you have going on now? You got, in 2008, so you decided you were done with that. Then you had some other things going on.
In 2008, I made the decision to go drive truck. So that was kind of the dividing line between a lot of things. So before that, I was either here or San Antonio or Phoenix, and just bouncing around, kind of almost directionless. I would try, maybe Texas would be good. No, I love Texas, but nope. I was never financially stable in Texas. I liked Phoenix. I go back there often, but when I drove truck, it kind of stabilized things. I know I was no longer having to be here or there. I can be everywhere. And so, and then also brought in resources like money and stuff like that, so that I could actually do. I was actually creating videos from the back of the truck. I could do stuff when I'm at a truck terminal. I could film or record stuff or edit. Editing was a big thing. So I got my start in video in 2006. I was always interested, but I finally got to start in 2006. I I created and edited video for the church, which is where I'm at right now. Then went to Phoenix in 2007 into 8, and I went to a mega church there, and they kind of showed me the stuff I learned in college at broadcast at Northland in their TV program. It became applied. I knew how the shots were supposed to look, but it kind of finished the whole process. I can see the whole process as it was being created and assembled and distributed. So I got to see what the shots are actually supposed to look, how they're supposed to frame up and everything in that live environment. And I was able to bring that back here. So when I came back here, I started producing more content. They did youth did a showcase annually, usually in September or October, where the kids did like a little talent. They did bring music or did songs or plays or skits or something like that, and then videos, which I was heavily involved in. And so that kind of sharpened the skills that I learned in Phoenix, which were based on stuff I learned back in broadcasting school. And then I worked with Adobe After Effects. When I got my own Adobe suite, that's when I actually was able to play with it on my own time. I didn't have to come here. I didn't have to go anywhere. I could just So with After Effects, I was able to create the motion graphics and stuff like that, which really upped my game.
And you got good game, man, when it comes to this. Like, I think the first time I saw your work was, I was still married to my last husband. And this video of a good friend of mine, I'd been friends with him for 30 years. And I saw this sweet music video on YouTube I ran across. And I was like, oh, that would be, was it Love?
Was It Love? I don't know what video you saw, but the first one I did for Bobby was It Love?
Yep, that's
And
the one.
that was like really my first actual credit, because everything else I was doing for myself or for the church. And I mean, church cred is not the same as street cred. So that was actually someone in Bobby's position saw a potential that I think was kind of buried. I was kind of stuck in this wall here. So I think that was my first time really assembling a music video professionally.
How did he approach you on that?
Oh, I don't even remember. I think I stopped out at the station or something. I don't remember exactly how he made contact with me, but I know we bumped into each other out at the radio station at the college, and we had visited. I don't know if that was the time when he said that he had an idea. I think we exchanged numbers at some point, and he got a hold of me. But that was in 2016. So in 2016, little Bobby was looking to expand out beyond the blues. He was producing stuff for I forget her name.
Norgine?
That yeah, her. But there was that one girl who was on a CD that
Sunday
passed
West.
away.
Oh,
No.
CD that passed away. Oh, yeah. Starts with an A, doesn't it?
Something like that.
Yeah.
But so he was trying to step out of his own blues and do more for others, and then also do other styles of music. So that's where Was It Love came from. He prided it that he started with that. Woke up this morning as being like the classic leading blues line, but having more of a kind of like a country twist to it. And just made this different sound to it. I mean, the video features him playing guitar, but I don't think there was a guitar in it.
You know what? I think you're right.
I think there's the opening riff, but for the most part, it's not. And there's a guitar solo. And I think for the most part, it's the keyboards.
Yeah. That never occurred to me. I never even thought about it. You know, you're just so used to seeing Bobby play guitar. You know, how did I not catch that? That's crazy.
Yeah, it's in the opening, and there's the instrumental or the solo in the middle. I think the rest of it's all piano or keyboard.
Did we want to play that, or did we want to?
We can, if you'd like.
Or did you? I mean, we can wait another 5 minutes for our first commercial if you want.
We can do that.
There's other stuff that you've produced, and you know, I want people to see your work. I want people to see the progress you've made, and like some old stuff, and then compared to some new stuff. Like, what are the other shows that you do?
Okay, so the big one I'm doing, or I've done, is called Cooking with Jake. And this is a friend of mine. I'll be nice and say he's severely bachelor. And so that's what kind of makes everything funny. But he's good at.
You're saying.
Yeah, he's good. He's good at improv, coming up with one-liners on the fly. It's not easy to script anything that we do. But he came to me, I think in 2007 or 8, probably 8, with a tape of a cooking show he did. And it was just him in an apron cooking ramen. He had 2 episodes, one with ramen and then one with instant ramen.
I can't imagine there had to be a whole lot of instruction involved in cooking ramen.
I think it's basically follow the instructions. But like I said, this is funny because he's extremely bachelor.
And he's got to teach the other extremely bachelor how to cook ramen.
Right.
Oh. And you're at this church every weekend?
Every Sunday. There's every once in a while miss for a project or being out of town or whatever, but I'm here pretty much every Sunday. I have a team of primarily youth who do all this stuff behind me. Keeping them off the phone is the hardest part, but yeah, just the 3-camera setup here, and then I use OBS for broadcasting, which assembles the final graphics and anything that plays out. But yeah,
so do you broadcast the church service itself on Sundays, or? Yes.
Live Sunday mornings at 10.
What church is this? I might check it out.
Community Church International, Thief River Falls.
And how do people find that?
communitychurchinternational.org, which is what I learned from computer school, how to build websites.
Oh, yes. That's another one of your great skills. I mean, you did build our website, the Bobby Buzz page. I was going to say this merch site too, but no, I think I did that one. Yeah,
the merch site is a different project. Yeah, but
Equid.
I'm pretty sure it's still open if people come buy stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah. You got all those links, like this whole website, like it is, and you're constantly updating it and making changes to it. And we do have families blessing now to use Little Bobby music on the show, which I'm real excited about. I can't wait.
That's how we keep the legacy going.
Yeah,
we don't want to hide it anywhere, stuff it under a rock someplace and just hope people find it. I think we should play it as much as possible. Plus royalties come back to the estate, so
exactly.
Play it a lot, play it everywhere. Show your friends.
Where to find it. Show people where to find it. It's on the YouTube channel. All his music and videos are on the YouTube channel too. So yep. Yeah, we got to keep this. We got to keep the legacy alive. And there's still the bar down the street here from me, and they still have all the Little Bobby stuff on the walls, and they're still serving drinks and food and doing bingo every week. And if you are watching on the Little Bobby Buzz on Facebook, you will see links to all this. Oh, and a commercial for the bar that you produced. You did that one. Yeah.
There was a 2-minute one it was something to do with a grant he was trying to get. That one I think Sean still plays, but it's severely outdated. And I wouldn't play it because it's severely outdated. But it really did showcase the bar at the time that it was filmed. Yep.
And the studio isn't working anymore because Bobby's not there.
Yeah, that's a pretty heavy undertaking.
Yeah.
For someone to take that.
Why don't we go ahead and go to commercial, and when we come back from commercial, we can watch Was It Love, your first Little Bobby video.
Yay. And I also have clips.
Ooh, clips. Ooh.
When it comes to podcasts and social media, stick with the best. Grand Forks' best source. Keep up to date with local happenings and news, interviews with city leaders, athletes, nonprofits, and of course, lots of feel-good stories. Grand Forks' best source is a great way to advertise your business or events with the most economical ad packages available. And contact us to find out how you can have your own podcast with the best studio in the area. Check out Grand Forks Best Source on your favorite social media app. Grand Forks Best Source, the Forks' best local podcast. Call 701-213-0863 or online at gfbestsource.com. We love the Forks. Grand Forks Best Source, giving the Forks their identity again.
What's up, Red Lake Nation Radio? This is your host, DJ Soko. Come join me if you're Acer Donnell from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. every Soko Saturday, where I have a new segment, Soko's Metal Madness Hour from 7 to 8 p.m., bringing the North all the new and classic metal to the masses. The first 3 hours will be the old school hits, the rock and roll classics, and all other genres of music. Even country. So come take a cruise with me, DJ Soko, bringing the fire right here on 105.3 WRLN, Red Lake Nation Radio. Yeah.
Hey everybody. Season 2 of Adulting with Jake is underway, but while you wait, you can always relive Adulting 101 Season 1 and every excruciating detail and every terrible pun, lame joke, and frankly, every poorly acted scene. Out now on our channel, CookingWithJakeShow.com.
Visit LittleBobbyBuzz.com, your source for Little Bobby merch and music. Keep up with the bar, and don't forget about the buzz with Mama T. That's LittleBobbyBuzz.com.
This morning, don't you know my baby was gone? And I said, and I wonder, what have I done wrong? There's been too many lies, too many cries, for me to keep on living this way. Too many frowns, too many letdowns, for me to keep living this way. Oh, but I wonder, yes, I wonder, oh, was it love? Oh, was it love? But I wonder, was it love? Oh, was it love? Just got a message from you. You can't believe you lost your soulmate. Oh, what a shame. It's keeping you up at night. Don't know how much more you can take. Yeah, you're blame. There's been too many tears over the years. I can't keep on living this way. You know I can't live this way. Too many nights, too many fights, for me to keep on living this way. Yeah, oh, but I wonder, yes I do, was it love? Oh, was it love? Yes I wonder, oh yes I wonder, was it love? Oh, was it love? Oh, was it love? Don't you know you got me wondering, was it love? it love? I just got to know. I still wonder. I still wonder. Was it love?
Background you saw behind him, the Untouchable Productions.
The world is
Oh,
ready
hold on.
with your
Get rid of that. Okay. You were saying? Oh, but fun fact, the Untouchable thing is true, but it was also filmed right here, over there. Over there.
over there
Hmm?
in the church.
Yeah.
I did not. Yeah, fun fact. No, I didn't know that. That looked like a fun video to shoot, though.
It was a lot of fun. And just driving up and down the dubs with Tara driving and listening to that song over and over and over again. Yeah.
Doing this and this on the steering wheel. I was sitting on the tracks like that would have made me a little nervous, though.
Oh, fun fact, or a PSA, tracks are not film sets, but I do know of a track in the area that's it's very rarely used.
Oh.
It's for official purposes, it's abandoned.
Okay, all right. Well, that's good to know because every time I watch that video, I'm kind of like, when's the train coming? Oh. You said you had other clips.
Okay, so you mentioned Cooking with Jake.
Mm-hmm.
One of the clips you asked about was the first episode.
Yeah, and how did that come about again?
He just handed me a tape. I had no idea what was on it. I just knew it was a cooking show. And so all I did was, it was a simple straight cut graphic on the front, or a graphic on the front end, I think. And that was pretty much about it. Pretty simple.
All right,
So,
let's see. Roll that beautiful bean footage. Well,
yes.
Hello, welcome to Cooking with Jake. Today I'll be showing you how to cook the ever-popular amongst college students ramen noodles. Now there are two kinds of ramen noodles. You have your instant cup and your packet. Today I'll be showing you how to cook the packet. There are a variety of flavors amongst ramen noodles, but around here the most popular ones are chicken and beef. I'll be cooking beef today. When cooking a ramen noodle, there's only a few supplies you'll need. A kettle and a measuring cup. You will also need water.
Okay, as you can tell, that was pretty rough.
Oriental version. I love that.
Yep.
Oh, goodness. Does he have a Mexican version where he makes tacos?
I can't say no. What episode would that be? I know we did one with ravioli and made it kind of Italian.
An Italian version. Okay.
And I'm pretty sure we made tacos at some point. I don't know.
Oh, my goodness. So, and that's funny, where you had asked me earlier if I had some place to be. Well, our commercials reminded me I do have some place to be at 4 o'clock.
Oh,
In the Soko downstairs.
all right. We'll hurry this along.
Oh, no, we're not trying to
Well,
hurry.
you got half an hour.
Yeah, we've got plenty of time. And new commercial.
Okay, so as you may know, the U.S. Senate has voted to take back the funding that it had previously approved for public broadcasting. This cutback severely impacts Pioneer 90.1, a station that I volunteered at currently. So what they're trying to do is they lost the Corporation for Public Broadcasting funding, which I believe, if I remember right, it helps pay for one of the staff members and some tech. And the loss of that staff member puts them under the level for other funding. So because you have to have 2, I think, full-time staff or something like that. So that the inability to pay for that staff puts them under the level. So it severely impacts like their transmitters. Probably the most expensive thing on their balance sheet. So So right now they're trying to raise funds to pay for that transmitter. And as most of or as many people in our audience would know, that little Bobby had a show on Pioneer 9.1 up until his passing on Wednesday nights, called The Juke Joint. So I think because that's where Bobby and I first met initially, way back in the day when he was still a little scrawny little kid. I know that's what he looked like, a scrawny little kid.
Almost. He was.
Yeah.
I met him when he was 18. He was scrawny with long hair.
Yeah. So that's when I met him, and that was where I met him. So it's a cause that that Bobby and I both held pretty close. So yes, if you have a little extra spending cash and want to support public radio, now I'm sure there are political divides that suggest that Corporation for Public Broadcasting was evil or bad or something. I don't know. Support the radio station directly, because then you know that it's going to the local community, to the local station. And on that station are people who volunteer their time to put together a show that they'll probably never get paid for, because it's a passion of theirs. They like a certain music, or they like a certain artist or something, or they just want to feel alive again by speaking into a microphone, wherever it is over here. There it is. It kind of for an introvert, it's a great way to get out of the box. So there's that. But it's a great cause to support. And if anyone wants to get on the air, I mean, good luck getting on the air pretty much anywhere else. You have to have credentials and whatnot. Public radio, like Pioneer 90.1, is a great place to start. And the email to get hold of Mark is ksrq@northerncollege.edu. He's looking for volunteers.
Where's that producer of mine that always pops up the?
My hands are busy. I'll throw it on later.
So of all of these things, you've done all of these things. What was your favorite to do? What brought you the most joy?
Adulting 101. Because it took, the idea is take this extremely this seriously bachelor person, Jake, and he's going to tell us how to be an adult. That in itself is a funny concept. There was a post or a meme on Facebook, something about how they should have adulting classes like we had that. It was called home ec. So the idea is, well, what we do is take someone who is clearly a bachelor, 20 years into bachelor life, he should teach us how to be an adult. So adulting 101. Here's your adulting class. You couldn't have home ec, so here's adulting 101. And it is my favorite because took the old concept and added actual production quality to it. Going into each of the episodes, they were scheduled. The filming days were scheduled, so we knew when we were filming, more or less. And we knew what we were filming. Whereas the old episodes of Cooking with Jake, we knew kind of, but there was no production value. We just showed up with a box, Hungry Man or something, and did a video. So this one was actually assembled, put together. I actually went and got music for it, and built everything out around it. And it was only intended to be one season. And then at the end of the taping of this first season, Jake told me, he's like, "Hey, I got these ideas for season 2." I was like, "Oh, okay, we can do season 2." Wasn't on the list of things to do, but I'll do it.
What kind of lessons does he give? What kind of adulting lessons does he give?
Money management, which was, you ever see Demolition Man?
Yes.
Okay. The 3 shells?
Yes, the 3 seashells.
Okay. We did one better. We have 6 shells. But because toilet paper is expensive.
Well, right.
Right. And then there's a little funny little gag in that one where as the episode goes on, he's wearing more and more bling to the point of being extravagant and having a chauffeur.
because he's saving so much money using the shells.
Right. And then my favorite episode overall was the one where he's dressing for success. It's later on in the season, I think it's episode 8, where he does a montage. That is the clip that I have.
Ooh. Well, we're almost ready for another commercial. This show. You also do this show, obviously. Not just interviewing some random dude who produces a bunch of stuff, right? How did you get your start here on the Buzz?
A friend of mine from back in the day started seeing another friend of mine from back in the day. And after, I think it was after the release of God Made Me Blue and coming into the filming of the last 3 videos. Last 3 videos, 4 videos, something like that. My friend had a falling out with her other show, and Bobby suggested that she would start her own. And I happened to be there. I was oblivious to the thing that had happened before, I believe. So I showed up. I think we were going to work on a music video, and this thing was occurring. And so we put together the website, because the store link, you couldn't go onto a show and say go to company.site/whatever. We needed a simple website, and then which Bobby had resisted for much the entire time. He didn't want everything on a simple website. But I think he kind of came to accept it at the end.
Yeah.
But so that was bringing in a show idea from conception to Launchpad in a week, which was a huge undertaking. So I had to figure out what it was supposed to look like, sound like, how it was going to be distributed, and then just how to market the show, because there was no lead-up marketing to it. The first episode was just going to drop, and no one's going to know about it. So I think you and Bobby or whatever probably talked about it, and I think there's some stuff posted through the week, but there was no real marketing leading up to it.
Yeah, went live on Facebook or something.
Yeah, it was only a week. It was like a week before, I think the Sunday before, and then to the Sunday after. That was like a total was 1 week. So from concept to launch was a week, and money needed to be spent, and things were needed to be created. But I think that was a real good episode. And it's in the annals of history at this moment. I would love to re-release that show, and I think I can get the green light eventually. But it was a thing where the guest indulged a little information that a lawyer didn't like, so I had to pull that one and a bunch of other ones.
Yeah. But it was a legal issue, and hopefully soon that can be resolved so we can re-air all those episodes. But for now, let us see your progression in the music video genre there, and we'll cut to commercial, and then we'll come back with God Made Me Blue.
Yay! I got clips.
When it comes to podcasts and social media, stick with the best. Grand Forks' best source. Keep up to date with local happenings and news, interviews with city leaders, athletes, nonprofits, and of course, lots of feel-good stories. You know, Grand Forks' best source is a great way to advertise your business or events with the most economical ad packages available. And contact us to find out how you can have your own podcast with the best studio in the area. Check out Grand Forks Best Source on your favorite social media app. Grand Forks Best Source, the Forks' best local podcast. Call 701-213-0863 or online at gfbestsource.com. We love the Forks. Grand Forks Best Source, giving the Forks their identity again.
What's up, Red Lake Nation Radio? This is your host, DJ Soko. Come join me if you're Ace or Donnell from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. every Soko Saturday, where I have a new segment, Soko's Metal Madness Hour from 7 to 8 p.m., bringing the North all the new and classic metal to the masses. The first 3 hours will be the old school hits, the rock and roll classics, and all other genres of music. Even country. So come take a cruise with me, DJ Soko, bringing the fire right here on 105.3 WRLN, Red Lake Nation Radio. Yeah.
Pioneer 90.1 is a radio station like none other. Local people get to host their own shows, sharing music not heard on other stations. We partner with area nonprofits to present community events like Riverfest. As a non-commercial service, we rely on listeners like you to help us grow this one-of-a-kind radio station, made just for our community. Thank you for your donation.
Hey everybody. Season 2 of Adulting with Jake is underway, but while you wait, you can always relive Adulting 101 Season 1 and every excruciating detail and every terrible pun, lame joke, and frankly, every poorly acted scene. Out now on our channel, cookingwithjakeshow.com.
Visit littlebobbybuzz.com, your source for Little Bobby merch and music. Keep up with the bar and don't forget about the buzz with Mama T. That's littlebobbybuzz.com.
Everything but my pride, because I feel so good every time my guitar cries. Well, that's why God made me blue.
guess what I found?
And guess
Look
what I
at it.
found? The actual microphone.
Oh, was it? That's funny. Lydia Rose, she's fun. She's such a fun girl. We've even had her on the show a couple times.
Yeah, we need to get her back on again because I think she was working on an album.
Oh yeah, and she was on. What show was it? Like her dad, her band. There was a show that she was featured on. I can't think of it now. It's one of those public broadcasting ones, but it's like a music one. I can't. I'm brain farting. If I look back in my notes, I'm sure I could probably find it. Was she nervous at all being in the video?
I think she was initially, but I think kind of eased into it. Yeah, because we only filmed it in one night. And I think that was in May of 2018 or 19? 19?
No.
Was after that?
21 or 22.
That was the night that they shut down the electricity in McIntosh for some reason. So we had to kind of hurry up and wrap it up because they were doing something at the substation. So
yeah, I like the lighting. The lighting was good on it. I mean the whole video, and it's like basically blue. God made me blue. It's a blue video.
Right. It was supposed to be a blue or haze, so I had to go back and add some haze to it. But yeah, I was to actually do a song for not just Bobby, for one of Bobby's friends. So now it was a way to kind of network a little bit beyond Bobby himself.
So what is your favorite part about? I almost forgot. So I don't know how many times I've seen those commercials, the Cooking with Jake commercials. I didn't notice until just now, this last commercial, that he's wearing a ramen noodle shirt.
Yeah. and him and his whole family are very outdoorsy. They go hunting, and not just for deer. They know how to cook and eat rabbit, that sort of thing. They know how to live off the land. So him in the camouflage is very much Jake.
That was just funny. Okay. What is your favorite part of doing this show? Like, did you have any favorite guests, or like, besides keeping Bobby's legacy alive, why do you give me over an hour of your time every week?
Because of the guests. Guests are usually pretty stellar. As in, I have connections now in like Tucson and in the cities of Chicago and stuff like that. David Ippolito from New York, stuff like that. But what I love about the show, what gets me up in the afternoon about the show, is the audience. That there is an audience, there's an active audience, and we can actually gauge them we can engage them in the comments, and so we know that they're living in the real. They're there, so whatever message we want to send to them, they're going to be there. I mean, like even Soko, giving him 37 seconds of advertising space on our show exposes his show to an audience that's, pretty much anywhere. Because the guests will, many times we'll see it, the guests will have their mom watching. The guests will have their cousins watching. Mm-hmm. And so suddenly, and this is my whole model, is that now not only are they just tuning in to watch their cousin on this show, now they're being exposed to Soulco Country, or Soulco Saturdays, Cooking with Jake. They're getting now they know that there's a bar in McIntosh.
Grand Forks Best Source.
Grand Forks Best Source. Grand Forks Best Source. They are an excellent partner if you want to work with somebody, as far as taking your message, using their platform, because they do have an engaged audience in Grand Forks. That's why I do make an effort to make sure that all shows are trimmed to an hour, because that's just the limits of their software that they're using. But it's important that our show gets there because many of our audience is from there. Now in Grand Forks, they'll be exposed to SoCo Saturday, Cooking with Jake, The Bar, and Little Bobby Music, which a lot of them will remember from when he played the bar scenes and whatnot there. So, and then Grand Forks Best Source, their platform is extremely unique in that they will produce your podcast, but they also distribute it, which is not the normal. I was looking for the right words to put into the search engine to describe Grand Forks Best Source to see if there's anyone else out there like it. And so far, I only found maybe 2 or 3 out there you can go in there and sit in their booth, produce a video or a podcast. They'll distribute it on their channel and on social media, on YouTube's and whatnot. And so it is extremely rare. And so, yeah, local at gfbestsource.com.
And, we've got a great audience, and I'm really sorry we're not live and I can't comment about the comments right now. It's driving me nuts not seeing the comments. That drives me too, and I love our audience. And like when SoCo interacts with everybody, and then of course we got Ricky. I haven't seen Uncle Paulie in a long time though. I guess he moved, and that move was pretty hard on him, but I haven't seen him in the comments in a long time. But I've got a lot of people that watch this show now because of the show I do Monday nights. And yes, the falling out I had with the other podcast, we obviously made up.
Right.
You're referring to.
No, you didn't make it up. It was a very real situation, but there was a peaceful agreement.
Yes. A
treaty.
Yeah. Did you have any other clips you wanted to show, like one of the newer ones?
I have a clip of Adulting 101. It's from episode 8.
Yeah, let's play that.
Dress for Success.
Okay.
Go crazy for a sharp-dressed man. Every sharp-dressed man needs a sharp coat, a top hat, and a tie.
And the tie part, it just goes downhill from there.
Oh my goodness. It's a lot of fun to work with. I really like to do a collaboration with him.
Yeah, I think there should be something. I like how different people can work together. So I'm working on a few other projects, hopefully involving his niece, which was also who was the one watching the montage. So we have a show coming out soon. It's all in pre-production, and then so that'd be a little more of the same, like a podcast full of nonsense. Because we can have the craziest conversations, but the craziest dill flavored anything or the worst grilled cheese ideas. I don't know, just all sorts of random nonsense. So that's coming out hopefully in the winter sometime.
Well, we got to close this up if we wanted to ship it off to Grand Forks Best Source. And you are actually an awesome guest. And So apparently I made a deal with the devil. At least some people will get that.
Yay.
I made a deal with the devil. So in order for me to have interviewed Jeromy today, the deal was that he has to interview me at some point. So I guess better stay tuned for that.
It'll be soon, and the inspiration for that is because one of the shows, as a producer, I do honor takedown requests. So if there's an issue with a guest or whatever, I will honor that request. I'm all about keeping everything on an amicable level.
Yeah,
I've been using that word a lot lately, but in there is an interview with Tanya. I'm sorry, Mama T. So that needs to be done.
Right. I forgot that. Yeah. It was.
So
Soko was on that show too, wasn't he?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll have that discussion, and we'll dig into your musical roots, your any theater, any I don't know, food service.
Oh my God. Okay, well, it'll be a fun show anyway. And this has been a fun show too. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Tune in next week and have somebody.
Yay!
All right, guys. Take care. I'll see you next week.
Next week.
Today's episode is sponsored in part by Grand Forks Best Source. They're a cutting-edge local media broadcasting studio with captivating shows, on-location event coverage, and unparalleled advertising opportunities. Grand Forks Best Source has become a haven for podcasters like me seeking to bring their visions alive. If you're a podcaster looking for studio or platform, or a local business seeking to advertise, go ahead and email Paul at local@gfbestsource.com. You can call him at 701-740-9337, or you can go to their website that's listed on your screen there, gfbestsource.com. Tell them Mama T sent you.